Highest ceiling, lowest floor combination in the Big Ten. And welcome into the Voice of College Football. Appreciate you stopping by for the best in discussion, debate, and analysis. Please check out the live chat each and every day with us, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time for the College Football Show. Give me a call. I said the same thing last off season. Highest potential ceiling, lowest floor combination for any team in the Big Ten. And it proved out. I got roasted by USC fans when I picked this team to go 7-5 against that Big Ten schedule with all those mediocre teams that plod and play defense and run the football and can't throw. Yes, I ran down the schedule and basically said USC is better than all these teams on paper. The roster's better, the talent is better. But the grind of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Maryland, Nebraska, Rutgers, on and on and on, not to mention the good teams, Penn State and Michigan, is going to wear down this team and they're going to lose football games. Lo and behold, that's what we had at 6-6 in the regular season. But the ceiling, once again, this team beat Texas A&M. They beat LSU, one of the 15 best teams in the country. Both of them, really. Forget the rankings. They also took Notre Dame to a game in which they had the ball in the red zone to score, to tie the game with about 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, lost by 2 touchdowns, but had it right there against the team that was one of the strongest in college football, went to the national championship game, and of course took Penn State to overtime. Had a lead late in the fourth quarter against the Nittany Lions. Had a lead against everybody late, against everybody except Notre Dame. They blew more fourth quarter leads than anybody in college football, but when you add it all together, Lincoln Riley took over this team after a disastrous 2021 campaign, won 11 of the first 12 games, sat at 11-1, and had a 2-score lead in the Pac-12 championship game when Caleb Williams got hurt. Got blown out by Utah, and Lincoln Riley's USC bunch has been 15-13 ever since 11-1. Let's start at quarterback with Jaden Maiava. Somewhere in between Caleb Williams and Miller Moss, both in regards to style of play, not quite as sporadic or improvisational as Caleb Williams, but not cut in the mold of a Miller Moss who's going to take the 3-step drop and deliver the ball on time where it's supposed to be. His level of play, I don't believe that it actually hit the Miller Moss standard, although Maiava was the choice of Lincoln Riley late in the season to provide a spark, and obviously the choice moving forward as Moss has moved on to Louisville. Houston Longstreet is a 5-star. Sam Heward has been brought in to back up Maiava. Both of those guys probably not ready for prime time here in 2025, so it's Maiava's show to make Lincoln Riley prove his offense. And Lincoln Riley, of course, when he's got the right quarterback in play, and he has often been able to acquire the right quarterback and then also develop that quarterback into a number 1 NFL pick and a Heisman Trophy winner. So Lincoln Riley, when given the goods, can deliver. We'll see if Maiava is that kind of player. A ton of skill and talent has gone from the skill position players here, with Woody Marks gone, Zachariah Branch to Georgia, Kyron Hudson to Penn State, and Deuce Robinson's a huge loss despite only catching 23 passes. That guy is a matchup nightmare, and he's off to Florida State. USC does retain one of the best wide receiver duos in the country in Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane. Lemon caught 12 touchdowns last year. Running back U, all time. Currently, until further notice, a bunch of Jags in the backfield, led by Eli Sanders, who gained over 1,000 yards at New Mexico. Also, Wayman Jordan, the junior college player of the year. Again, I'm not dismissing the talent here. We just haven't seen it proven in the Big Ten. The offensive line was overwhelmed after the first unit. The first unit was capable last year. Maybe this is one of the reasons why USC blew leads late in the ball game when the rotation wore down, but they definitely needed more depth up front, more bulk, and they worked toward their transition to the Big Ten going into last year. They will do much of the same, of course, going into this offseason, preparing for 2025. They got 2 new starters along the offensive line. Now let's check out the USC defense. Of course, a bugaboo for many years. D'Anton Lynn, though, proved successful. He upgraded this unit remarkably but now he's got his work cut out for him with only 2 starters returning, but also Eric Gentry, one of the more unique linebackers you will see. Very thin guy, banged up and injured. That's the concern, but also he can bat down some balls, and he's a long, rangy, looks like a basketball player out there, number 49 for USC, but they need him to stay healthy after they produced only 21 sacks. They've got to get to the quarterback. That led in part to a 68% completion percentage by opposing quarterbacks. USC number 98 in the country in total defense. They need a big year from defensive end Anthony Lucas and also free safety and veteran and leader Kamari Ramsey. USC went to the transfer portal to help the kicking game, grabbing All Mountain West Conference kicker Caden Chittenden, who hit on 26 of 33, and also FCS All-American punter Sam Johnson, who kicked for 47 yards per punt. Now onto the schedule, and again, all sorts of USC fans were all over me, laughing at me that I could possibly pick this team to lose 5 games last year against that Big Ten schedule and all those plotters week after week after week. But the beatdown ensued, and USC proved more talented in watching the football games against many of these teams, but they got worn down by stronger teams up front in the fourth quarter, namely teams like Minnesota and even Maryland, who could beat no one else in the Big Ten, 0-8, but they got past USC and he overcame a 2-touchdown fourth quarter deficit. So let's look at the USC schedule this year, keeping in mind that they only have the one difficult non-conference game against Notre Dame. No LSU type on the schedule, even though USC won that game last year by an eyelash. They will not have to deal with a non-conference foe of that caliber outside of the Irish. They should start 4-0 before they go to Illinois. That's going to be a heck of a matchup. USC at Illinois. There's no Ohio State, no Penn State on the schedule. Illinois, yes. Michigan this time at home. And of course, USC should have won that game in Ann Arbor last year before they gave up the late run down the field. Nebraska and Notre Dame in this stretch that looks daunting. Illinois, Michigan, Notre Dame, Nebraska during that particular stretch. And then a closing run of Iowa, Oregon, and UCLA. And the Bruins, of course, not to be dismissed because of the rivalry. Even in a 7-loss season, they took USC to the wire and, of course, have won some games in the series in the last 5 years. We shall see what Deshaun Foster and company have in play. USC fans would love to see that UCLA game mean a whole bunch in regards to maybe a 10th win and a college football playoff appearance. There's no doubt this one thing has to happen. Lincoln Riley needs to manage the ball game better in the fourth quarter. I have always considered him one of the top coaches in college football, but his ranking is dropping here at the Voice of College Football, and he did not have a good season against the Big Ten, and especially in the fourth quarter, managing these games. And he's got to teach and develop this team to play with more poise and precision and toughness, both physically and mentally in the fourth quarter. 8-4 with a loss to Notre Dame. That's 6-3 in the Big Ten. It's a improvement for sure after losing 5 of 9 in the conference in 2024. Your comments and questions concerning USC. Keep in mind, we're here live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Give me a call or join the chat right here at the Voice of College Football.